to do Christmas on a shoestring this year, it can be tempting to put Christmas on a credit card and worry about paying it off next year. Is it possible to have Christmas on a shoestring budget? Absolutely. Let me show you how. Preparation. It's important to know what you plan to spend money on in the first place. Getting prepared will give you a realistic budget to try and stick to, limit the possibility of unexpected expenses, help make the festive period stress-free, and stop overspending due to last-minute expenses and poor planning. Write a gift list. Grab a notebook or open an app and write a list of everyone you intend to buy for. Include everyone from your kids, who are probably the biggest expense, to, your kids' class teacher and everybody in between. Once you have that list, write an amount next to their name. This will give you your gifting budget, which you can tweak and adjust to suit your actual budget. If you think that you've overspent or that's going to push you over the limit of what you have to spend on Christmas, maybe go through and try reducing everybody by a few quid and see if that helps things fall in line. This will give you an overall idea of how much Christmas will cost. Dinner and decorations. Next, make a list of all the things that you need to spend money on around the home. If you're hosting Christmas dinner, how much will that cost? What about alcohol? All that drinking that we like to do over the festive period. What about advent calendars? The matching family Christmas pajamas? What about stockings? What about the decorations? Are some of your decorations a little bit tired? Or are you going off on a different colour scheme? Or maybe this is your first time in a house of your own. What are you going to need to buy to make your house look festive? Try to be as honest as possible about the expected costs of those items. You need to know what you need to have available to spend, and you can always make alterations to your budget at the end. Festive activities. So another area that can be overlooked is festive activities, and this ranges from anything to your work Christmas party to Christmas jumper day at your kids' school. You need to think about everything that goes with that too, from the outfits you're going to wear. Like, what clothes do you need? Do you need to go and buy that Christmas jumper? Again, get as detailed as possible. What are the travel costs? What are the drinks that you're going to need to purchase when you get there? What about the food? What about the taxi to the work Christmas party? Make sure you're as honest as possible about these costs. So let's look at how we can reduce those gift-giving costs. The first thing you can do is suggest a secret Santa. This works really well amongst adults in families. Rather than everybody buying a present, why not set a budget for one person and then you only have to buy that one person a gift? It can take a lot of the pressure off, both financially and from, like a time perspective. You just have to buy one gift rather than lots of gifts. Obviously, you'll need to negotiate with the other people involved in the process. Make sure you speak up about your budget though, and don't get swept away with what everybody else starts suggesting. Another great way to reduce the cost of gift giving is to only buy for the kids. If you're one of those families where, your siblings have all got kids or, there's loads of grandkids running around, why not suggest this as an idea? It is going to cut your costs in a fairly significant way and again will remove some of the stress. Plus, kids are much easier and cheaper to buy for generally. Yes, you might end up spending more on them, but normally their gifts can be found much more cheaply in the first place. Another idea is to buy second-hand. Now, it's always good to sound people out on this because some people aren't happy with having second-hand stuff. Other people, on the other hand, will love it and will really appreciate that you found a more eco-friendly and bank balance-friendly solution to gift giving. There are lots of great places that you can buy secondhand, from Vinted to eBay to Facebook Marketplace. Just have a look around. You might even find things in brand new condition anyway, and you can pick up an absolute bargain. So how can you reduce the cost of food and decorations? If you're the one hosting dinner this year, why not encourage everybody to bring a plate along? One thing that happens in my husband's family is they divvy up the Christmas dinner. So someone does the turkey and then somebody else does the potatoes and the pigs in blankets and the veggies, and they all bring it along. It's a great way to share the buying the food, the cooking, and just some of the stress of putting the whole thing together. It also makes for a great family feel. Another idea is to buy those non-perishables in advance. So these are the tins of quality treats and the mince pies and the tins of custard to go on the Christmas pudding, if you're that way inclined. The supermarkets are already stocking these as I record this in October, so you can start adding 1 or 2 things onto your weekly groceries now and build up a stock. This will be much less stressful and impactful than if you go out and buy everything you need on Christmas Eve. You will probably barely notice the extra £2 or £3 worth of Christmas items that you are adding onto your grocery shop each week. You just need to remember to stash them somewhere where you're not going to start eating them on a Friday night when you fancy a little bit of chocolate or a little bit of something sweet. When it comes to the decor, why not make your own? You could grab some twigs from the garden or, press some leaves, or you could find some pine cones and put some glitter on them. Kids are great at doing this and it can give a really unique feel to your Christmas decorations. And make your own festive garland. Pinterest is great for this. They'll give you lots of ideas on things you can do from just having a rummage in your local park or woodland. And if all else fails, just ask some friends and family. They might have had a colour change for this year's Christmas and they can loan you a few of their bits that they're not using this year. So it's always worth posing that question. So how can you save on those festive activities then? Well, you're probably not going to be able to get out of the Christmas jumper day at your kid's school, but you could say no to the work Christmas party if you wanted to. What about entertaining the rest of the family around the Christmas period? Well, there's always things like Christmas lights. Your local city or town is probably having a Christmas lights switch on, so you could pop along to that. Or just wait until they're in their full glory and just go on one random day and take a flask of hot chocolate and have a look. Our local park is even having a Christmas lights switch on, so there is lots of these sorts of activities around. Another cheap thing to do to keep yourselves entertained is try a Christmas movie marathon. If you've got some sort of TV package like, I don't know, Netflix or Disney Plus, chances are you will find some Christmas films on there. Why not grab some popcorn and hot chocolate and just watch as many as you can one Sunday afternoon. And don't forget, when you're thinking about anything Christmas, to follow all the usual tricks. Shop around for all of those items, use cashback like Top Cashback and Quidco wherever you can. Set up price alerts on places like Camel, Idealio and Price Runner. You can still have a great Christmas on a budget. Remember, it's about the company and kind of the food. Get your priorities right and you enjoy yourselves this year. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video.